The throne room of the galactic sovereign stretched wider than most planetary capitals. Crystalline pillars rose like frozen lightning, and the air hummed with the weight of 1,000 conquered worlds. King Jatharon sat upon his obsidian seat, his 4 eyes gleaming with ancient pride. Around him stood representatives from species across the known galaxy, scaled, furred, tentacled, and everything between. Elsa walked into this grand chamber with her boots clicking against the polished floor, her worn leather jacket a stark contrast to the ornate robes surrounding her. Beside her, Leo carried a simple duffel bag, his expression carefully neutral. They were the only humans in a room full of beings who considered humanity a curiosity at best. A footnote in galactic history. "The humans have arrived," Jatharon's voice boomed, translated instantly into every language present. "How quaint. Tell me, small ones, why should the Galactic Council grant your species a seat among the established civilizations?" Elsa met his gaze without flinching. "Because we're survivors, Your Majesty. We adapt. We overcome." A ripple of what might have been laughter echoed through the chamber. The king's mandibles clicked in amusement. Brave words from a species barely capable of faster-than-light travel. "My empire has stood for 50,000 of your years. My soldiers have never known defeat in single combat." He gestured to his right, where a massive warrior stood, Commander Krelax, his exoskeleton gleaming, 3 arms each holding a blade forged from quantum-folded metal. "No species in this galaxy," Jatharon continued, "has ever bested my champion's blade technique. It is perfection refined over millennia. This is why we rule, because we are simply superior." Elsa's lips curved into a small smile. Leo recognized that look and suppressed a grin of his own. "Let's test that," Elsa said quietly. The room fell silent. Even the bioluminescent creatures in the walls dimmed their glow. "What did you say?" Jatharon leaned forward, intrigued. "I said, let's test that claim, Your Majesty. Your champion against me. Bladed combat. If I win, humanity gets its council seat and full rights as a sovereign species." The king's laughter was genuine now, a deep rumbling that shook the crystals overhead. "You? A creature so fragile that a simple atmospheric change could kill you? Against Krelax, who has slain the greatest warriors of 100 worlds." "Those are my terms," Elsa replied, still smiling. Jatharon studied her with his multiple eyes, searching for the trick, the deception. He found only calm confidence. "And when you lose?" "When I lose, humanity withdraws its petition and we never bother the council again." Leo stepped forward then, unzipping the duffel bag. He pulled out 2 objects, a katana in a worn scabbard and what looked like a simple combat knife. The gathered aliens barely gave them a glance. Primitive metal weapons against quantum-folded perfection seemed like a joke. "Very well," Jatharon decided, his curiosity outweighing his caution. "Let it be done. Commander Krelax, try not to kill her too quickly. I want the others to witness what happens to those who challenge our supremacy." The throne room's center cleared. Krelax moved to one side, his 3 blades humming with contained energy that could slice through starship hulls. Elsa walked to the opposite side, accepting the katana from Leo. She drew it slowly, the simple steel catching the light. "Any last words, human?" Krelax's translator rendered his clicking speech into something resembling pity. "Just one question," Elsa replied, settling into a ready stance that looked almost relaxed. "In all your thousands of battles, have you ever fought someone who grew up knowing they could die at any moment? Someone whose entire species learned to fight not for glory but for survival?" Krelax didn't answer. He lunged forward with speed that defied his massive size, all 3 blades cutting through the air in a pattern mathematically designed to be unavoidable. Elsa moved. It wasn't the flowing, ceremonial combat the aliens were used to seeing. It was efficient, brutal, and honed by countless hours in dojos where mistakes meant bruises and broken bones. She didn't try to block all 3 blades, that would be impossible. Instead, she redirected one with her katana, twisted her body to let another pass millimeters from her skin, and stepped inside the reach of the third. Her blade found the joint in Krelax's exoskeleton, not the armored plates, but the flexible tissue between them. She didn't strike to kill, just to disable. The commander's left arm went limp, one quantum blade clattering to the floor. The chamber erupted in shocked murmurs. Krelax roared and pressed his attack, faster now, more desperate. His remaining blades became a whirlwind of lethal energy. But Elsa had already read his patterns. Every civilization's perfect fighting style, she realized, was perfect only against what they knew. They had optimized their techniques against each other, but never against something fundamentally different. Humans had learned from hundreds of martial traditions, melded them, evolved them through necessity. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu met Kendo, met Krav Maga, met street fighting, met desperation. Where Krelax fought with precision, Elsa fought with adaptation. She dropped low, lower than his anatomy would ever allow him to go, and swept his legs with a move that was more wrestling than swordplay. As he fell, she was already moving, her katana at his throat before he hit the ground. Silence. Complete. Absolute silence. Yield. Elsa said softly. Krelax's remaining blades clattered to the floor. I yield. Elsa stepped back, sheathing her katana with practiced ease. She turned to face King Jatharon, that same small smile still on her face. Leo had walked forward with a medical kit, already moving to check Krelax's wound because that's what humans did. They fought hard but patched up their opponents afterward. Jatharon rose from his throne slowly, all four eyes fixed on the human girl who had just done the impossible. How? He asked, genuine confusion in his voice. You asked why humanity deserves a seat at the table, Elsa replied. It's because we had to earn everything we ever got. We didn't evolve on a paradise world. We fought predators, diseases, each other, and our own planet just to survive. We've been testing ourselves against impossible odds since we learned to walk upright. Your soldier is incredibly skilled, but he'd never face someone who learned to fight like their life depended on it every single time. She glanced at Leo, who had finished bandaging Krelax and was helping the commander to his feet with surprising gentleness. That's humanity, Your Majesty. We fall down, we get back up, we learn, we adapt, and we never ever stop trying. That's what makes us worthy. King Jatharon was silent for a long moment. Then slowly he began to laugh. Not mockery this time, but genuine appreciation. The council will convene tomorrow, he announced, and I suspect the vote will be unanimous. Welcome to the galactic community, humans. Something tells me things are about to become far more interesting. As Elsa and Leo left the throne room, she could hear the buzzing conversations behind them. 1,000 species suddenly reassessing everything they thought they knew about the small, fragile creatures from the blue planet. Leo finally spoke. You were really confident back there, Elsa grinned. Sometimes you just have to smile and trust that being human is enough. And in a galaxy full of ancient powers and impossible technologies, sometimes it was.